Good morning, you guys. Welcome back to Southern Latitudes. Wow, it's been, man, I'm sort of like out of sorts because I haven't been in my garden too much. Vacation mode, other projects not in the garden mode. Jack moved hangers. His contract was up with one hanger, and instead of renewing, we changed over. And so we're in an extra large hangar, I think at least, well, we're hoping that's only a year and a half, and then we're moving to a county hangar. And so anyhow, all that's going to be fun and good, and that part's done. Jack hurt his back a little bit with that. And then from there, we've been doing Aquatica. If you don't know what that is, that's a water park in Orlando that's closely tied with SeaWorld, and that was fun. And we've had birthday celebrations. Jack is another year around the sun, and then we have a granddaughter that's another year around the sun. So anyhow, life has been very good, just very, very busy, and it's so sweltering hot out here that it's not been pleasant to be in the garden much anyhow, other than we had all the tree work done and just kind of, coming out with Buddy and the chickens. Also, I apologize ahead of time if I seem raspy and everything. And this. So Jack is sick, and I think I might be catching it. So anyhow, one thing I do want to definitely, I kind of wanted to give you a bit of a garden tour since you hadn't been out here in a while. We've been either working on trees or seeds or ripping apart the food forest, But I wanted to show you, and a big part of it is right here behind me in one section. So I have had my banana trees falling over. We're in a bit of a... let me get out of that full sun. I guess a bit of a drought, if you will. It's not really a drought. I mean, sometimes we're having a little bit of rain, but if you're paying attention to the weather, we've had the Sahara sand coming across from Africa, across the Atlantic Ocean to here, and it's been keeping us rather dry. And I think with that, we've had some rain, but maybe like over the course of a whole week, we've had a ½ inch or something. So things are drying out. I'll show you some of that in the Sala Garden where my peppers have defoliated themselves. But I'm seeing this with my bananas. So I guess they're just not holding water, and that rack was getting older, getting close to the end. It probably had 3-4 weeks left on it, but it pulled the whole tree over. And yeah, I was kind of sad about that because I wanted to try to leave them on the tree as long as possible. Also, the bananas are going to be a lot of this video, as well as some other things. But anyhow, these are all of these are my Grand Nains over here. And so we had a fresh Grand Nain rack pop out here. And let's see, I don't think we can see it yet. Let me come over here and show you where I just was. Right there we have a Namois rack just starting to pop out. Of course, it's a little slower without the rain, but I guess that's to be expected. So what will probably happen with the weather, as always, is we'll get a hurricane and we'll just get a deluge of rain. And then all of a sudden the bananas will start getting fuller and fuller and fuller. And so that's one thing I wanted to update you on. The other thing is, I hope you can see it. We have grapes coming. These are my Summit muscadines, and they're just starting. Oh, isn't that cute? I didn't do that intentionally, that thing. So they will go a little bit spotted and bronzy. They're just beautiful, and the vine has gotten much bigger this year and expanding. Oh, that one's almost there. You'll know they're ready by if they have a little squishy to them. Right now they're pretty hard, not hard. They have a they just need to be more squishy, like the store grapes. They barely have any give to them. So that's been pretty cool to see them all the way out here. It's weird. I don't have like a just beautiful bunch, but they're just kind of scattered everywhere. This right here is my yellow Alamanda vine. So it's a little bit more related to the Mandevilla, however you say that, versus the one that's like way over there by Jack Shed is the bush form of it. So anyhow, more grapes here. They're all coming out. One of the next projects I really want to start working on, besides clearing the beds up, is that as you can see, my garden, my food forest walkway is become overgrown. And so I've got to remove some of this oyster plant. I did get rid of a lot of Biden's Elba maybe a couple weeks ago. My elderberry's doing good. This is black elderberry right here, but like this doesn't have a bloom on it. It's just in the way. I'm gonna have to cut that back. Let's see. Here's some berries, but they're not black yet, but that's what they look like. And I just need to kind of trim all this up. It's just invading everything. This is longevity spinach in here. And sadly, my green grape, first of all, it didn't put out many grapes this year. It was weird because we had the drought, and so therefore everything kind of was smaller. The pineapples were smaller over in my pineapple pit that way, and everything was a little smaller because of that harsh drought we had. But anyhow, they never made it to the finish line. They ended up drying and making little raisins right here on the grapevine. This is air potato, which needs to come out right now. Everything's in a little bit of shock from the extra light all of a sudden. This old blackberry vine is starting to die, but the new one, let's see, where did it go? Oh, the new part of the vine is already starting to put on blooms for fall. And it'll do that. I noticed that last year too. This is Washita. Some people say Wachita. It just depends on which YouTube video you watch. But I Googled it and it's Washita, technically. I have grapefruit over here, doing really good. I just wanted to hit some of the highlights. My loofah died. So I don't even know if there's a loofah in there. This is weird. I've never had loofah die, but I've had almost everything that grows in this area likes to die. Now the grapefruit is okay. The Turk's Cap hibiscus in the back loves it back there. But there was a lightning strike right here many years ago, and it's almost as if the soil is a bit toxic. I don't know why, or if it was dumped on, but I have such a hard time with anything right here where this cattle panel is. I've tried beans and that white Armenian squash, Armenian cucumber. Anyhow, that didn't do very good. So let me take you to the front, and then I want to show you, I have another banana that fell too. I want to show you that. We might have to talk fast. I think the garbage truck is coming down the street. Anyhow, that butternut squash is actually blooming, but it's only boy blooms so far. White sweet potatoes are doing great. Tomatoes are done, the cherry tomatoes, yep. So this is North Garden. I guess I should have expressed that first. And this is where all the lettuce was in the spring. And oh my goodness, we had an amazing lettuce year, and Jack and I probably ate lettuce about 4 or 5 nights a week for 5-6 months right here off of this area. So super productive, and we're gonna do the same but down there this winter or fall, you know, starting October. I have totally walked into a spider web, if you saw that on my hand. I'm over here, and this is my brown-eyed Susan. And so it looks like it, well, first of all, it's got white spots. I think that's, I don't know if that's white flies exactly, or some sort of larva. Might have to look that up and see about if I have to do something to it, sprayed or whatever. But anyhow, so this, I don't think this is the same. This looks more weed-like. But anyhow, this is Rudbeckia triloba, I believe is the scientific name. So it's technically brown-eyed Susan, and it's a plant that takes 2 years to get up. So last year it was a little baby, and then all spring it's been putting on height and kind of nice. Now I think we're going to end up with our beautiful yellows and brown blooms just in time for fall. And there's another one there. I had one back here, but I believe the nasturtiums killed it. And then I can't believe it, but I have managed so far to still keep basil alive. Now it's not in good shape. I think everything again is in the sun scalding damage. Look at those are nice seeds right there. I should probably keep those. I grabbed a bunch. There's some in the house already. And then I have lemon bee balm right here that's self-sowed. My milkweed is back, even though I mowed it accidentally about 2-3 weeks ago. I, somewhere in here, have Mexican mint marigold, which is sort of like the Mexican tarragon. Sometimes it has that name, but it's mixed in with all these weeds, so I need to go through it. My anise hyssop is here. I cut it back hard before the trees got done, and I've dehydrated a bunch of this. And you know what? I think I'm allergic to it. Not like bad, but in a sneezy kind of way. Because I dehydrated it, and as I was putting the dried leaves into the jars, I just began sneezing uncontrollably. And then as soon as it was done, everything was capped, it ended. So I think that's what happened. So a North Garden needs a really good clean out. And at least on this section behind me, that needs a good clean out. North Garden right here, oh sorry, excuse me, South Garden right here is pretty much a clean slate. I took all of those leaves and I put them underneath the tarp, and the tarps were pretty until the big heavy equipment came in and, you know, just kind of moved it around. So it doesn't bother me. Nothing's growing up through it. When it might become bad is if there's a hurricane. They might become like little kites in here. And pretty much nothing survived. Well, a couple little things, but not much survived over here, except for the 4 o'clock and more 4 o'clocks, which I'm going to rip all those out. And then I have little periwinkle or white vinca. So I like that. And I have a cranberry hibiscus. I might leave, since it is fall colors. I already got seeds going for a fall display and so forth. So anyhow, I don't know that we may or we may not go with flowers in here, or flower mixed with vegetables. And I'm actually been thinking about taking some of this walkway out. This is just not ground cover, but yeah, like a tarping. And this looks good. This is Chief Kubo's edible leaf hibiscus or seaside spinach. Has a lot of different names. And katuk and chaya are there. So and shiso spinach and Mexican shrimp plant, which is just a flower. So what I'm gonna have to do in the end for South Garden is just, I need to bring in a thick layer of mushroom compost there. It might take me a couple. Oh, I got a trailer now. We got a little utility trailer that helped us move at the hangar, and then I'll be able to put like probably safely one load of mushroom compost at a time, 1 yard. I don't know if it probably could handle 2, but you know, I don't know. I don't want to do anything and wreck the tires or whatever. So anyhow, I'll probably just do that a little at a time. I'm still recovering. Well, I mean, the shoulder feels good, but the doctor said a good 6 weeks to not do heavy things with the rotator cuff tear, and now I've picked up some sort of elbow weirdness, but I think that's just inflammation. So this is Sala Garden behind me, and the sweet potatoes have totally taken over the back. And like I said, we haven't been getting proper rain. And Jack says, well, why didn't you turn on irrigation? I'm like, I don't know. I was busy. I had a week of VBS and everything else. And I don't know. I just didn't come out here. And guess what? I lost like all my peppers. So unfortunately, I lost all my peppers. Oh, maybe not all. Here we go. Oh, there's like a stink bug or something on this one. 3. Ew. Gross, gross, gross. We need rain, and it's coming this weekend, but not fast enough. Oh, these are my paprikas in here. And then this is my Blue Victory salvia. Isn't that beautiful? Finally. Well, it was a late sown. It was sown okay, but I left it in the trays way too long. So that's beautiful. I have calendula. Is this calendula? I think that might be calendula. And I thought it had a bud on it, but I guess it was just all this new growth. This is all brand new growth right here. So I don't know what's going on. It's my first time growing calendula, but I did buy extra seeds 2 weeks ago or so, just so I could go ahead and, you know, try again, probably in the more proper season. I think that's all my bad, you know. Hold on, let me get you over to the other banana tree. So we're in the far corner of my backyard, and you might be able to see the pool just peeking through right there. And so these are all my dwarf Cavendish bananas, and this one had a substantial, beautiful rat going all summer, and it just pulled that tree down. Well, it's not really a tree. Bananas aren't trees, if you didn't know that. They're pseudo stalks. And so anyhow, pulled it right over. So I cut that one down too. Now it kind of rebounded a little bit because the weight's off of it. But once a banana tree puts out a rack, we're all done with bananas on that tree. And then it's up to the next generation of bananas to carry the torch, if you will, of the new racks. So anyhow, this is done. I'll have to cut it all down. Thank you, buddy. Must you pee in at least one of every video? One time in every video? Oh, this dog. I love him with all my heart. He is just, he's fantastic, but he's so comical too. So I wanted to show you that we got, I thought it was just one apple, but look, that looks like 2 apples now. We got fall apples, which I actually like because the humidity is going to come down as they're growing. Oh, yes. So we have 2 apples. None of my spring apples pollinated. We'll talk I have lots of videos on the apples, so we won't go into detail there. And the roselle are huge, and I need to weed out all the bunching onion area. We're still pulling, I can't believe I'm saying this, we're still pulling watermelon. Oh, I got one here at my feet. These were not ready, but I have 2 back here. I've got, oh, wait. Oh, we do have to go over there. Hold on. Hold on, hold on. Ouch. See, it is dying a little bit. Some of the leaves because of the drought. This, uh-oh, we got those stupid bugs that I hate. So this was up here on the fence, and it must have just got so heavy it pulled down here into the ground. So there's this one. I think I pulled the other one that was there. Oh, look at them all. They're probably thirsty too. They're probably going for water. I have twins on the same vine. Can y'all see that? I can't get over there, but right there, this whole area needs definite work. This cattle panel's got a lean. All that needs to come out. There's another watermelon. Here's a baby here, and then I have another. Oh my goodness. Can you believe that? But I'm not seeing blooms, any more blooms. I have another baby up. Hold on, caught on the fence. Another baby right here. Can you believe that? I'm having the best watermelon year ever of my life. The sugar baby is really good because maybe because they don't require as much time and water as others. I think maybe that's part of the success in the hot Florida sun. I don't know. Leave me your thoughts and comments down below. Maybe the big watermelons do great too. I got a tomatillo that won't quit. I've got all these African foxgloves that need to go in the ground, but they're waiting on me so to get off of vacation mode. They're actually, let me show you something. So what's going on here is I am building a new flower bed. Just because we're trying to block this window up here. And so I have 3 papayas there, and then I found a papaya with the old chicken coop area, and I put it here. It's got a lean. I got to bring it back up. This plumeria came out of the food forest, but I think it likes it here, so I may pop it in the ground here, put down some cardboard to kill some grass. I have leaves and stuff I want to mulch and get in here, make this all pretty. And wipe out the grass that's back here. These are just future plans, you know. Not that long ago, about 1.5 years, 18 months ago, I think that's about the right timeline, I started this little flower bed. Just to kind of, you know, as I'm swimming in the pool, block the view from the neighbor. And wow, it started with a rose bush, and then, you know, I had some extra plumerias, and then I threw some turmeric in, and a lady that's about 84, 85 years old gave me this papyrus, which I think is King Tut. But anyhow, somebody gave it to her, and it was too heavy. It was like the whole pot was full of heavy sand. And anyhow, I put it here, and look, I'm 5'1", which is, or 5 foot now, I guess, which is not very tall, and this is starting to get exceeding of my height. That is terrible English, isn't it? It's starting to get taller than me. And I split it. There's some there. We tried a 3rd batch, and I think all of that died. We tried it over here in this corner. We wanted like 3-way. I don't think that made it. I got cat whiskers in here. I've got the papaya up here, more papaya. So, and then we took the pot that was over in the food forest. I brought it over here. I don't know that it's loving this much shade. It likes shade, but it doesn't love this much shade. So I may, you know, end up pulling it out or something. We're going to rework this border this coming fall season and stuff. And I have these little palms that were just hanging out over. For the longest time, they've been over here in the house garden. But anyhow, just long story short, I just like, why not add them to this whole tropical look? And eventually, I hope to have a little bit of a better wall here, like of bamboo. So, all right, with all that said, I probably talked your ears off, but I wanted to give you a little glimpse of every garden. We'll call it a garden tour, and kind of update you on what was going on with the bananas. And somebody did mention on Instagram it might be a raccoon or a possum. And you know what? I'm thinking that's a real possibility, that something was going up there and checking the bananas for hardness. Because something's definitely in the yard, and I've been too distracted to set my have-a-heart trap. But I can see underneath all the fence, lots of places around the fence, there's little holes. Something's coming and going, whether it be cats or critters. So definitely, I gotta start thinking about that. Kids are about ready to go back to school. Jack will be back to work. Well, by the time you see this video, he'll be back to work. And, you know, it'll just be me in the garden again, which I love, but also be sad because school's starting and and it'll be quiet, and well, might mean more coffee dates with girlfriends and have them over for, you know, garden tours and things like that, and just chatting. We talk about sourdough bread and all sorts of stuff in sign language and gardening stuff. So anyhow, that season is coming soon. So also with that said, let me just end on this good note before I close out. I was checking dates last night. A lot of your flowers and vegetables, if you want them, but I'm thinking flowers in particular, if you want them to be blooming by Halloween, we need to get them started. So a lot of 75 to 85 day things need to go into cell trays and start germinating now, and then into pots and into the ground by October to be nice and cool. So anyhow, we got a lot of things to do between now and then. So I just wanted you to be mindful of days to flower, maturity and flowering. So with that said, you guys take care. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye.